Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, I'm outside basically, and got a house full and it's noisy in there, and they're all watching programs in different rooms. So I thought I'd come outside and do the vlog. Post match, City 1-0 victors. It was just, oh God, it was just such a dire game. It was awful, absolutely awful. So, what were your thoughts on? Hello, again, our kid, England's finest. Yeah, thoughts on the game? England's finest. Wasn't great whatsoever. It was like pulling teeth. I thought we were really poor, very, very poor. I thought Brighton had a go, but I thought we were garbage. Bit poor, mate. Yeah, I agree. I thought offensively we were awful. Gundogan, David Silva, De Bruyne, Sterling, Gabby Jesus, even though he scored the goal in the 4th minute. I thought we were poor, really poor. Any longer our defence wouldn't have lasted. Well, I don't know. I'd say we possibly would have done. They didn't look like they created a great deal in the game, but sorry, I'm just moving out here because, like I said, I've got a house full tonight, so I'm going to do a quick 20-minute vlog. So if you've got your questions, and after 20 minutes, that is it. I'm going to go inside because it's cold out here. Yeah, I thought we were garbage, if I'm honest. I thought we were really poor, but a win is a win. We're through to Mendy. I thought he was garbage, and I was trying to look after the game and think who had a really good game. I couldn't pick anyone. I thought all of them were a bit sloppy, lazy, slow. It was just one of those games, and I guess we need to get through that. And it's a semi-final, and seemed like there was no heart there. Yeah, that's the way it felt for me. I was watching it thinking, you know, when we got, the worst thing was we got 1-0 up. If it was 0-0, maybe we would have tried a little bit harder, but, you know, 1-0, we did nothing. I thought Gabby was really poor today. Didn't offer anything, didn't drop deep, didn't try to interact with the midfielders. Thought Gundogan was offered nothing. Sterling wasn't at his best. Probably one of our better players, but still, mate, I love this club. I'm blaring Oasis house. Yeah, Blues. I guess we're all getting a little bit sort of selfish, I guess, and maybe I am. But I expected a little bit more today. I really did. But 1-0, we're through. Tuesday night is far more important, I guess, so in Pep's plans. So we move on to Tuesday night. But yeah, I mean, it was hard going. It was difficult to watch. Gabriel Jesus is a star, says Joma Gomez. Scored a great goal, but didn't do anything. I agree, didn't do anything in the second half. Absolutely nothing, and not a jot. Thought Mendy was average when he came in, but he's coming back from a long injury. So in Brazil, he might have been good in Brazil, mate, but apart from his goal, he didn't do anything tonight. But then I don't think anything. I thought David Silva, who's my favourite all-time City, I thought he was poor. City did enough, I think. It's all well. Yeah, I agree. It's one of those, but we just expected 1-0. Expected a little bit more. I'd be disappointed if I went all the way to Wembley. I didn't. So, and watch that. So yeah, shame really for the fans that actually did travel, but yeah, poor game. From a spectator's point of view, it was awful. But anyway, we move on. We're in the final, another final. They got away with a few guys. Yeah, I mean Brighton. Some. I mean that. What was the guy who stamped on Walker? What was he called? Playing at 50% mate at the moment. Yeah, and it says Nick MCFC. Looks like they're just doing enough. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's, you know, you've got all those fans travelling all the way to Wembley, and they're just got other priorities, I guess, and not a great spectacle. And you wonder why City fans go and think, why would I want to go to a semi-final and watch City do that? But good to win at the end of the day, Brad. Yeah, absolutely. But he is going to complain about it, except for the performance. It was just poor. If we win the cup, what sort of homebrew is it, mate? So yeah, great goal. You know, 4 minutes in, wonderful cross by KDB, and a fantastic header by Gabby. And we had other chances, basically, you know, 3 or 4 chances throughout the game, but yeah, it wasn't great. So yeah, bit scrappy game to be fair. Yeah, it was Sergio Aguero's absolute insane. Good player, very good player, but you know, got a great left peg. Mendy was a bit rusty. Kamal, yeah, he was. Danilo or Walker versus Spurs. I take Walker. I must admit, he lost his head. I mean, I had no idea what the hell he was doing with that, putting his head to him, because even watching VAR on TV, could have been sent off, and just stupid for somebody who's 28 years of age. I mean, it's pathetic. Don't do those type of things. But the stamp on the back of his John Walters, I want the beautiful FA Cup trophy. I think we do. What style do you drink? What style? You'll have to repeat that, mate. But anyway, yeah, Walker, very lucky. Very, even with VAR, I looked at it again, and I saw it the first time thinking, you might get sent off here, and then realised that VAR is in place, and looked at it again on VAR and thought, he could be off here, even though he pulled his head down. And Sani fresh for Spurs, yeah, no doubt in it, because today I was screaming in the second half and thinking, get Sani on, let's get some width going. We had nothing. Lager, bitter, IPA. I don't drink any of those, mate, I must admit. Sorry. We moved the ball slowly, we did. My Klingon tag wasn't impressed with the Grand National. I got 4th, I think, at 20 to 1, 25 to 1, so can't complain. Can't knock the Brighton fans either, mate. They were outnumbered, but luckily the player did it for us. Well, actually one day out, I guess, in the whole year. Can you imagine sort of 35,000 City fans going for their one day out at Wembley? It'd be bouncing. If Laporte plays versus Spurs, it'll be 3 at the bounce. Yeah, I think he'll play. I think we'll have probably our strongest lineup on Tuesday night. Guessing we'll have Walker, Laporte, Stones, and well, I'll go for Danilo left back. Mendy wasn't great today. I think Fernandinho will be back. With regards to are we home to Spurs first? No, mate, we're away on Tuesday night. Hell, what do you drink? I'm more into my sort of red wine and person. I feared Walker was going to be sent off, so did I. I thought he got away with it. Are we training Spurs Stadium Sunday morning? Yeah, we're going to stay over and we're going to be training prior to the game at Spurs Stadium, Tom. So we'll be in London. All the team will be in London for the next 3-4 days. But yeah, it was one of those games. It was just like at 1-0, you're thinking they get a lucky goal, it's 1-1, and then we go to extra time and penalties, and then anything can happen. So, but anyway, that was shocking. JKUK, it wasn't great to watch. I must admit, it was pretty poor, a poor game. And I think who was your man of the match? I have no idea, absolutely no idea. I'd probably give it a knockout or something. I thought overall we're just average and we're coasting. John Watson says press having a go at our so-called lack of fans game. Well, only to be expected, mate. I'd probably ignore that because that's what the press do. They've got to look at an angle. They've got to look at something that they can get clickbait. Israel Okoli says, about the win today, I'm happy we were in the finals. I guess Guardiola told him to slow down. Yeah, maybe, but who do you want in the final? Not bothered, mate. Nearest I've got is white wine. I like a white wine. And imagine spending money to go all the way to London to watch that. Yeah, and that's what I said. That's what I said earlier when I started. I said, imagine, you know, and you pay all that money to go down to Wembley, and is it any wonder that fans think, well, semi-final will probably win, and then I'll save my money for the final, even though it's going to be twice as expensive. I'll save my money for the final because why would I want to go all the way down there? And then some fans will be going to Spurs on Tuesday night, back to London again. And, you know, why? Why would you spend that much money if you are just the average Joe in the street? And it's a lot of money to go down there. City vs Palmeiras in the World Cup. Wow, just suddenly a load of winning sports. So let's be up while we can. Sorry if you can repeat those. My apologies. Ray is probably outside Wembley right now, trying to get interviews with a few fans. But I'm guessing a lot will be flying off as quick as they can to get their coaches back to Manchester, and also getting the tube to Euston, because the last train is. So if they did miss that, it's a night in London. Palmeiras Club Brazilian. What about them? I know that's where Gabby came from, but you have to give me a little bit more information about Palmeiras. So who do you think was man of the match? If you had to give one, let's say a City player, who was yours? Your homebrew. You said white wine. I like a Chablis. Chablis is my favourite white wine. But is it something, you said Cheshire homebrew, is it something you do, or is that a business that you run, or something like that? Anyway, have you heard of the pink and yellow thicket? I think that's just a misnomer, Tom. I don't think there's nothing to do with that. Gonna watch some prisoners cell blockade on TV. I think I should have watched that, mate. If I'm honest, didn't get to see the game. Looks like Brian was hard to break down as usual. Channel B says, not really. It was just, we were garbage. It was slow and sloppy and didn't really do a great deal, which was a shame for the fans that went all the way down there. Wasn't so much Brighton were brilliant in defence. We just didn't create hardly anything. It was a very laboured performance. So, but we're through to the final, so that's all that matters, I guess. So we move on. That's another final, another trip to Wembley for the fans. So fingers crossed, I'll be there for the final. Any other questions, guys? If not, I'm going to wrap this up because like I said, I've got a house full of people, and I'm outside. What was that? I'm outside, so in my back garden. So if you've got no more questions, I'm going to leave it here and wait for Ray to send me through some of the interviews with fans outside the stadium at Wembley, and we'll get them on the channel in, I don't know, maybe an hour. Just a hobby. I have a channel as well. Oh, you've got a channel as well. What channel's that? Cheshire Homebrew. I guess it's about lagers and beers and IPAs and things like that. I can hear some kids in the background, and I think that's maybe some of the neighbours with their kids. I don't know whether I can see them. Are they here? No. But in the if I show you that way, we've got a load of calves, so they're about to be released into the fields and things like that. So if you hear a moo and whatever else, it's the calves have been fed. Take care, Andy. Bless up. Says Channel B. Yeah. But if you've got nothing else, no other questions, then I'm going to leave it here and go back in. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in like you always do and giving us your questions. Wasn't a great game, I'll be honest, but dear God, Brighton were horrible, disappointed we didn't impose our game, but a win superbly at 75. Yes, says, yeah, it's one of those. Brighton didn't do a great deal. We didn't, if I'm honest. We just seem to be in that mode of, you know, get the ball in midfield. Cheshire Homebrew channel name. Okay, I'll check it out, mate, and have a look. Do you do deliveries and things like that? They were horrible. They did what they needed to do in world football, so I hope we don't play like that. I don't think we will do. Chris Linley, hi mate, how are you? I don't think we'll play like that on Tuesday. I think we'll have Sane back. I think Aguero will be back, definitely. I think Fernandinho will take Gundogan's place, because Gundogan, I'm sorry, is great when nobody's pressing him and everything else, but no, not for me. And I think Mendy needs more games, defo. Yeah, he does, Harris Khan. I think he definitely does. Fernand's unbelievable, he sealed it. Says Serbia, fine thanks. I almost missed the whole game because there was a problem in the end where I watched the games. Hi Andy, not great today, but didn't need to be. Shedder says, yeah, we didn't need. It was a pretty crap game, but it's a final, another final, so we move on. It's one of those we're getting a little bit spoiled with performances, so maybe we shouldn't be complaining, or I shouldn't be complaining, but anyway. Sorry, I've got a bit of a sore throat. I've got a cold coming on, so any other questions before I go? Shedders, Cheshire Homebrew, you tired? Yeah, I'm knackered, mate. I didn't have a great night's sleep last night, so only about 3-4 hours. So got up this morning, I was busy, but it was good to see back. How many semis? 1-0, crazy record. Yeah, it is. 1-0 semis seems to be the way it goes, and maybe I should have saved my money and put a bet on for 1-0. I'm getting signed if we got through the third round, yeah. So, like I said before, Shedders, it's like one of those, maybe I'm being a little bit unrealistic in saying that the game was really poor and things like that, but we're only calling it, I'm only calling it on, you know, there's no point in me going, you know, remember when we were sort of 25 years ago, we were this, that and the other, so we have to be, you know, honest and objective about it, and if we were poor, we have to say we were poor. So, come on, City, says Jolma Gomez, taking it, you're from Brazil. So, like Shedders, we're only just being honest. Do we need a big target man? No, because that's not the football we play. I would like Dzeko back on me. I must admit, you know, we either stop putting these big crosses into the box or quadrilling coming, says Finland. I've always said it. I don't think we'll do it. I really don't. I think it'll either be, I think it'll be through towards the Premier League. What do we think of Sterling? Brad said, I thought he was average. Finland said, I believe it'll actually happen. I don't, I'll be honest. I think we'll see a different performance against Spurs. Yeah, I agree, Shedders. I think we'll see a massive 50% increase in energy. I'd bind a Carol. Can you imagine Pep Guardiola? UCL, Prem, Tom, always the Prem, mate. Tom says, Finland says, Tom, both, always the Prem, mate. Always, always, always. Cheshire Homebrew says UCL, always the Prem for me, mate. I'm old school, and considering we've not won a title, there's not been a back-to-back title for over 10 years, then always the Premier League. It's over 38 games, most consistent team wins the Premier League. And if that's Liverpool, fair play to them. If it's us, great, we'll win back-to-back. UEFA Champions League is a cup competition, just like the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, everything else, and things can go wrong on the day, but you still need to come to the blue side. Yeah, it does, and I'm not saying I don't want to win the UEFA Champions League. Of course I do. But if you gave me a choice this season of which one to play, always. But I think the next target will be, I think we need back-to-back titles, credit the side deserves. I agree. And my point is, Shedders, is that sorry, guys, did I lose you then? I'm outside, so I'm well away from sort of my house, so the nightlight has come on. Am I the only City fan that loves T-shirt? No, I like it. I do like it, but this season, if we were to win the Premier League, we'd be the first team in over 10 years to get a back-to-back Premier League. So I think if we were to win it this season, that would be amazing. And then next season, I actually think the UEFA Champions League will be the #1 target, and we will go all out for that and actually go for the 4 trophies again. But the Champions League will be the one that will be the main trophy to win. But I think this season winning back-to-back titles is more important than winning the Champions League. It's only my opinion. So why bad quality? Yeah, sorry, I'm outside. I'm outside. So like I said, I couldn't do this inside because we've got a house full of people. So I just nipped out to do 30 minutes, and otherwise in there you just have a load of noise and things like that. And Ray's sending me through videos. I do, Tom, agree with you. Do you boo the UCL? Did do. Don't anymore. But I've got no problems with people if they want to boo it. It's entirely up to them. But I did do for last season, this season. Yeah, I'll give them a boo, a little small boo, but you know, don't think it does anything. If we were to win the Champions League, then maybe we should give him a big round of applause, maybe. But anyway, guys, not many questions coming through now, so I guess it's Saturday night. You're all off out doing your own thing, which is brilliant. We're through to the final, which is fantastic. Wasn't a great game to watch, but anyway, Ray sent me through some videos. They're coming through now. FFP claims, yeah, they've gone quiet, Tom. There was nothing in it anyway. We've said that for the last 2 months. Even when City missed that Cheshire Homebrew. there's nothing to worry about with FFP. It's just a misnomer. It's a media campaign. It's the FIFA investigations into the Jadon Sancho payment to his agent and to the 9 players that allegedly they're trying to charge us with, that we signed underage and things like that. That's what we've got to worry about, and that's FIFA. It's not UEFA. UEFA are involved with FFP. What do you think of Mendy, says Alexander? I thought he was average, if I'm honest. I didn't think he had a particularly great game. Thought defensively he wasn't great, and didn't do that much going forward. Just because you see how there's no need to be the anthem. Well, sure, but when you're a City fan who's been going for 40 odd years, and certainly over the last sort of 4 or 5 years, when you've had all the garbage that UEFA have thrown at City. Chris Langley said, "Who you want?" I'm not bothered, mate. Either Watford or I'm not bothered. We beat both, so I'm not fussed. Mendy, to be honest, does put in a great ball, and yeah, he does. No doubt, no doubting. I'm just calling, how was his game today? Like everyone else, average. I'm not saying he shouldn't be our left back. I'm just need full match fitness. Both defenders, yeah, agree. But don't mean to say, an average game like the rest of them did. So anyway, guys. Don't forget, I'm gonna go now because Ray's sending through some videos, so I can see him coming up on my phone. So I'm assuming that he's interviewing fans outside Wembley. Why are you so quiet? I can't hear much, says Forzan. I'm outside, mate. Do you want me to shout? Do you want me to shout at you? Does that help? I'm outside, so everyone else seems to be okay. But I'm going to go now because Ray is sending me through video. Get them on the channel. But anyway, for interacting, guys, we'll be back tomorrow with a proper sort of, because he's precious, so he's in the weed. We need someone to replace Aguero. It'll be easy. I agree. I mean, nobody could replace Aguero. It's impossible. So we're going to have to look for an alternative. And Pep, I'm sure Pep is looking for next season as to Aguero's going to be here, but really looking at what style, what type of player we need. Hope Aguero's back when played. So I think he'll play, Lorenzo. I think he'll play on Tuesday night. So I think that's why he wasn't down in Wembley. Or on the bench, etc. So anyway, guys, listen, thank you for giving me your comments and your questions and things like that. We'll be back tomorrow. Cheers, Andy. Thank you, Cheshire. Come on, City, South Finland. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go now because what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the videos. See you, Chris. Don't forget, go on the channel in about, I would say, it'll probably take me about an hour, so around about 9:30. Go on the channel and you'll see, no doubt, some videos with interviews with fans outside Wembley that Ray's conducting and sending through to me now. So I thought we were on cruise control. We step against better teams. Yeah, I agree. WG. Joy City fans don't get better than that. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. But anyway, we're in the final. Onwards and upwards, and listen, Tuesday night is a massive game, so we'll be there and we'll be putting out videos and live vlogs tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, so check in, give us a shout out, and if you're not a subscriber, click subscribe, hit notification, a little nudge and via an email that tells you that we're going live again, and check out the videos that'll be out on our channel in about an hour when I see what another Wembley final, another Wembley trip for all the City fans, and enjoy it. 1980s, 70s, 80s, 90s when I cheers, good channel, thank you, WG. When I was following City in the 70s, 80s, 90s, we got nothing, absolutely nothing. So Yeah, I hope we play better. I'm sure we'll play better on Tuesday. So let's enjoy it. We're in another final. That's all that matters. So, guys, take care. Subscribe, click notification, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good evening, guys.